All right, folks. We're back in the lab, back in the studio. Captain's Log Podcast, episode 35. We're talking cigars today. Got my main man, Ralph Young, on here with me. What's happening?
What's going on, brother?
Hanging and banging, man. You know what I'm saying? We done officially blessed the house.
Yes, sir.
Got the cigars lit, man. The wife had already texted me, said she can smell smoke. I got every door down here open, so she gonna have to bear with me. But anyway, man, what you been up to? How you been doing?
Man, I think at this point, just trying to make it. Staying optimistic. Definitely getting that COVID shot because I'm ready to travel. So,
Oh, you ready to get the shot?
I need to get it. The wife got it today. I'm waiting on my job, but if they keep playing around, I'm gonna go with the county.
I'm getting it Saturday.
You getting it Saturday?
Going to the VA.
Nice. Okay.
We went to the little American Legion joint, me and Gus, last week, and the folks was in there was like, man, you go to the VA and get it. And I just happened to call them. My supervisor had mailed us some frontline worker paperwork, and I just made the appointment through the VA, and then they was like, okay, you can come in Saturday. So it was quick. So
I need to get it. I think it really at this point, it's a disservice if you don't do it.
It is.
It's my opinion, but it's
this will be an episode, in the near coming future on why people don't want to get the vaccine. I'm just like, I'm just waiting for a logical explanation because I'm not hearing it. So I'm
fears, lack of information. I mean, I'm sure you'll touch on it more next
week. I definitely think it's the lack of information, and I think it's the TV sites and the shit. They doing this and showing the lady falling out and all this. I'm like, well, I ain't saying that shit not true. They ain't never said what gonna be your side effects. But I'm like, bro, like we've put plenty of shit in our bodies for less. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, let's just get rid of this shit. So I'm not trying to wear a mask for another 2 years, maybe a year if I got to. But
I figure like this: the quicker the country can get to a point where we're all shot up, I think the sooner we can get back to daily business. And I don't know. I know you, and I know myself. I need some normalcy.
Absolutely,
this is going to be too much, man.
Absolutely, bro. I believe you. Well, so usually for the listeners and the viewers, this is the type of shit we talk about when we smoke cigars. Cigar smoking, man, is very therapeutic, man. It's when a man can be a man, a woman can be a woman. You know what I mean? And you sit around some like-minded individuals, man, and y'all literally just vibe out. You know what I mean?
Brother, listen, when you smoke a cigar, there is no such thing as a bad time.
You're right.
I have yet to experience it. I have yet to see it. But you get a cigar, you get you a nice little glass of something, you relax. Because the whole point of smoking a cigar is really to just sit back, relax. You had a stressful day, you want to unwind. You can't go wrong with this. And, or for myself, I reflect.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, yeah, I reflect on, where I've been, where I'm trying to go, and how best I can get there, the good times, the bad times. And really just, for our crew, it's a form of bonding or whatever,
Absolutely.
So I enjoy it. I love it.
Yeah. So how do we get started? You were smoking cigars first.
I was smoking cigars first, but I tried it.
Yeah.
Kind of fell off, but then kind of got back into it again.
You had the whole thing set up.
Had the kit caboodle, but I didn't have the knowledge. So as with anything, you start looking on Facebook, YouTube. Really, a lot of my knowledge is from YouTube and going to cigar lounges, and you pick up stuff, which is another amazing factor, saying with cigar
you definitely
smoking.
got to test shit out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I got into it, and I was like, hey man, you wanna do what the cool kids is doing?
You peer pressure me. That's what you did.
Yeah, it locked you in.
I had a cigar.
Yeah.
I smoked a cigar when I was 19. When I was in Iraq and we were leaving. It was kind of like that one cigar that we had for like months.
How was it?
And it was stale as hell. I mean, I didn't know. I was inhaling the shit, coughing up. So we were getting ready to drive out of Iraq. It was in February, end of January, February. We're driving out. So it was like a 20-some hour drive in the cold. And as soon as we crossed the line in the Kuwait, you know, everybody lit the cigars. I still got a picture of that somewhere around here, man. Just fucking face ashy as hell with the cigar, just coughing it up. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that shit again. But I think once we got to that point where, you know, we were transitioning from the clubs and, you know, the regular lounges and shit, it was just like the cigar spot just kind of became the thing. Also, you know why I had really got hooked?
What's that?
We went to Miami.
Yes, sir.
For Drizzy's wedding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that's when I think that was the first time I actually felt the vibe. I was like, I'm down here, I'm got kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just me, and then I got the cigar. And I think the cigar had gave me that buzz. I was like, what is this?
That amazing feeling.
I was like, this shit kind of feel like weed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was what really kind of kept me on it, was like, shit, this is close to weed I'm going to get. You know what I'm saying? And until the government legalize it.
Same here. I mean, like I said, it's just an amazing feeling, man. I mean, and the beauty of it is you got a lifetime of learning. There's so many cigars you can try, from, you know, your flavored ones to your mild to your medium to your full blast tilt, if that's what you like, which is, you know, our lane or whatever. But I just don't have a bad experience unless it's just a bad cigar.
You remember them acids?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was like, just give me the acid, man. I remember I went and bought the acid, man. He was like,
what are you doing?
He's like, he said, why you want that?
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's all I know. He's like, all right. He just sold me that joint. He was shaking his head at me. But I mean, and it's a good it's a good amount of spots around here. You know, Tinderbox. You know, we was hitting Tinderbox up heavily.
Yeah,
it was a really nice spot. You know what I mean? It was real heavy on the drinks. You know, to catch a good game in there. It's just a little dangerous getting out of there. You know?
Shout out to old Charles County.
Yeah, shout out to Super Maryland.
Yeah,
Waldorf.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The other side. Yeah,
that little drive out of there be dangerous, but. You know, it was a good vibe. We tried the one joint on 301. I don't remember the name.
Was it Cigar 210 or something like that?
No. We did go there, too. We did go. Nah, I think we just bought somebody. I don't think we actually went to Cigar 210. Now, the joint of Crawford off of 301, kind of going towards with a stonefish and all that.
Oh,
that joint was
the joint with no it's
very
no
poorly,
air. Yeah.
Very fucking poorly.
You definitely
insulated.
Get sick off of that.
Very poor, bro. Yeah. No air circulation in that joint. But Civil was cool. You know, I thought Civil was a little expensive. No, I thought Civil was expensive as hell. But then it was Bethesda, Friendship Heights. So it's like, I get it, but
you know what? I probably would say, out of all the spots, you know, shout out to Civil. I hope you guys do come back, but that was probably the best spot to go to. You know, shout out to Rick for bringing me out there, because I had no clue that joint existed. But Civil was, I mean, it had the scene, the vibes, the cigars were expensive, the drinks were expensive, but just the mood, the atmosphere, you was really paying for that. And, you know, when it was all said and done, I think it was money well spent. But, you know, we could definitely do for more lounges like that. And I think there's a couple, you know, like I said, you shout out Tinder, Mojos. I definitely love those scenes.
I fuck with Mojos.
Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, those type of spots or whatever, I mean, the vibe is amazing. The people are amazing there. And that's really one of the big reasons why I think I really got into cigars. Because like you said, the club scene gets old after a while, or you get old, and the club scene is still going.
It was that one first.
It was definitely that one first. And so, you know, you in the lounge game, and the lounge game can range from the cigar lounges, the sports bars, you name it or whatever, you know, and I felt like it was just our natural calling, you know.
Well, don't get me wrong. I don't mind going to a bar. I think my biggest gripe about cigar lounges is that they don't serve food. And I understand. I get it, but it's just like, I would drive an hour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would drive an hour, and I would drive to Delaware.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout to Omar E Squared.
Yes, sir.
We coming to holler at you. We coming.
We will come.
It's going to be a surprise. Just be ready for us. I would drive an hour and a half, knowing if I can get some food, bro. That's the only thing. I don't want to just get in there like, damn, you got to order some wings. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to, I mean, even buying drinks. Like, I would prefer to buy drinks at the establishment.
Well, you know, what's great, I mean, maybe I don't know, but I do know you got to get a food license, you know, on top of the liquor license or whatever. And maybe they just don't have the building
There's probably not enough traffic coming in to be buying food.
I don't know, because I feel like if Tinder got it, I mean, everybody comes everywhere.
I think if anybody should have been serving food, it was Tinderbox.
It should be.
I think because Civil was serving food, right?
Civil was serving food.
Tinderbox should be serving food. I mean, even when the COVID hit, they, you know what I'm saying, they opened up the damn the outside joint immediately. Put the tents up, and people were spaced out, and people were still out there having a good old time.
Yes, sir.
And they had a healthy selection of cigars. Oh my, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do wish they just serve food, man. I think that's just that'll be the next step down the line. I mean, even if you have like this, so if let's just say if I had my own cigar spot,
right,
I would have like a 2-part joint. I would have like a carry out food joint, like some quality food next door, and then the cigar lounge. So it's like, well, yeah, we can't sell food, but we got this joint next door, so they can be double dipping. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just some traditional shit, some wings and you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I would have something like that.
Right. But you know what's crazy though? You go over to across the bridge into Virginia, they have that, and I think they have that in DC too. So I don't know. I mean, especially with COVID right now, I mean, we're very limited in what we can go and what we can do.
Shit, it's a cigar lounge over, over there where the old Top Golf is.
Yeah,
it's a cigar lounge right there. It's small. But shit. The whole wall was full of cigars, man.
Yeah.
But and I think cigar smoking has definitely gotten more popular. Either it's gotten more popular, or now I'm just older, and I just what I see now. But I see a lot more people indulging in cigars, and that's cool. And you meet people of all shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
And I love that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I can have a conversation with anybody with, like, I'm all for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be like, well, I'm going here because I'm only gonna run into this type of person. I want to be around everybody. You know what I'm saying?
They say, cigar smoking is the one place where you go to a lounge and you can be sitting next to a millionaire and a janitor, and they will have full conversation. Don't care about what you do for a living. It's just the love of cigars.
Every time we went to Tinderbox, we'd be sitting down, or we might have to share a table because that joint be packed. Every time we end up having a conversation with somebody at the table or somebody next to us. Never fails. So definitely 10 points to that. And if anybody who's never indulged in a cigar or anything like that, I mean, I ain't saying try. I'm not gonna peer pressure you like I was. I'm just gonna say, man, it's a different vibe, man. And I wish that all the people that I know, Facebook or Instagram, I wish we all can just find a little joint and all just link up and just smoke, reminisce, talk about this COVID shit, just talk about your life getting back to normal. But also, you got to have that proper glass to go with it.
Absolutely. It is a must.
It is a must. You have some sort of whiskey, bourbon-like substance in the glass. Whether it's neat or it's on the rocks. I mean, some people might do tequila or beer or something. You got to have some bourbon whiskey. Basil Hayden. If you're looking for something. If you're looking for a little Basil Hayden, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting paid, but sponsored by Basil Hayden. You know what I'm saying?
What's cool is
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Yes, sir. Cigar pairing with whiskey or your choice of liquor. I mean, it just puts that extra on top.
Hey, your palate on fire.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I mean, we're bourbon drinkers. We've never gone wrong. I mean, because the type that we go seems to go hand in hand with the type of cigars that we have. But, even if you like the flavored cigars or whatever, you can go for a lighter beverage, even a beer or one of the flavored ones.
One of them IPAs.
Yeah, one of them IPAs or whatever.
Grapefruit beers.
Pairs perfectly. They say rum because, Cuba and, South America, whatever, where all this greatness really comes from or whatever. They're rum drinkers, and they say it pairs. I don't know, but I'm all for experiencing it or whatever.
Okay. So I want to talk preferences.
Okay.
So I know your knowledge of the cigars are way more. I just buy the shits. You know what I'm saying? Like I smoke the factory smokes. I get them from Fairwood Wine and Spirit here in Bowie off 450. The shits is like $2 a joint, and it's a good smoke. But my joint of choice is that Nicaraguan joint.
Yes, sir.
That I can't never remember the name of. But you'll be remembering the names of like all these joints. Like,
well, the what you like is the region and what that region produces. So you can get a CAO or cow, as we used to call it, until we were corrected.
I'm curious
at the
to
store.
know.
Yeah.
We were saying it wrong?
We were saying it wrong.
So it's CAO.
It's CAO. Yeah.
Okay.
So
sorry.
That's all right. Right. You can get your Cubans, of course, another one of my favorites. You can get the ones that are made here. So it's what you like. Is so many made, and it comes in wide ranges from medium blend, strong blend, mild. It's your pick of the litter. So really, the name of the cigar really means nothing. It's what you like, what you try. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think that's probably the best piece of advice I've gotten. It doesn't really you can buy for name, but you're going to pay for that name, or you can get you a $7 cigar that hits the spot and no worries. I mean, that's the beauty of this game. It's whatever you like, you get. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to tell you otherwise.
Unless you get an acid, we're gonna be like,
unless you
come
get
on.
an acid, because then we're gonna have to look at
if
you
you smoking an acid, it's gonna clearly say like, you ain't. I don't know who you hanging with.
Yeah,
but obviously they ain't putting you on the game.
No one has put their arm around you and showed you a better way of living.
Yeah. And it's also a good way to network too.
Yes, man. Absolutely. One of my mans, shout out to Dave, his future brother-in-law, he does real estate. So we met up one of the lounges up in Columbia, just shooting the shit or whatever, and we found out, me and Dave was just there sitting there talking. And I was like, man, where's your man's at? This dude was navigating the whole cigar lounge, talking shop.
Really?
Passing out business cards, forming relationships. And like I said, there's not too many things in this world where you get an even mix of everyday people in one spot and they're willing to listen, entertain, only because you're smoking a good cigar.
That's true.
Yeah.
And them OGs, they know. They look
Yes,
like,
sir.
what you got there?
Yes, yep.
They're like,
Yep.
oh, man, you need to try this.
Try this,
You need
try
to try
this.
this. You see they had them torpedo joints.
Mm-hmm.
And, man.
The super long sticks. I forget the official name of it, but I mean, they just come in all shapes and sizes. But my eventual move for you is to get you on them Cubans. I don't know if you know it, but I'm gonna get you on them Cubans.
Well, listen, I mean, look, if the buzz is there, it's getting smoked. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So for me, man, I know it's like 2-3 different ways to cut your cigar.
Yes, sir.
Originally I started on the I've tried all of them. Mm-hmm. I personally didn't like the punch.
So, if you don't mind, so the punch is not bad, but basically what you're doing is it's kind of like a circular thing on the end. You punch literally into the cigar. Those are better for your box press. So that, you got two types of cigars. You got your hand rolled ones and you got your box press. So the box, as the explanation is, cigar is shaped like a square on the tip. So you want the punch because it doesn't, what supports the cigar is the fact that it's built like a square. Yeah. If you go cutting around it, then you get the wrapper of the cigar just kind of loosening up or whatever, and you're constantly trying to have to fix it. But I'm with you. I mean, if you kind of want a good, intense blast, you can go for that. But I found, my favorite is the guillotine, the straight cut.
And I like the V. I like the V, man.
V's
but
good
depending
too.
on, like, if you have the cigar with kind of like the torpedo end.
Oh yeah, well you gotta get the guillotine on that.
Yeah, you can't. And then it's like, my thing is, you still have to be mindful how much you cutting, because if you cut too much, it's not gonna pull. It's nothing worse than you got this. You got a full blast cigar, and that joint don't start. You huffing and puffing on the joint all the way until it gets to the end. Like, I want my shit to puff hard the whole time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot of just like any hobby, man. A lot of tips and tricks you pick up on the way. But let's talk about buying.
Buying. Okay.
Now, of course, nigga like me, green, you know what I'm saying? I'll just go wherever I can get cigars, I'll just go and buy them. I know you always been telling me to buy joints online.
Yes.
But I honestly don't know why I don't do it. But it's like, at this point, I'm buying 6 and 7 at a time. So it's like, I might as well be getting a box.
Well, it may just be because when you feel like smoking, you want to smoke. So if you don't got nothing on you at the time, or if we can't connect or whatever, then, but I would say this or whatever, and it's no fault of the cigar lounges because they're in the business of making money. You will find that you can get that same cigar that you like, about $1 or $2, sometimes maybe even $3 cheaper. And there's several options. You can get a single, you can get a 5-pack, or you can buy the box or whatever. And you can save a couple of dollars more buying it online than actually going into the shop. But like I said, shops are there to make money. So you'll have some shops that'll be like, hey, it's 2 cigar limit, because if Most people
Absolutely,
may only
because I
smoke.
mean they're not charged. I mean they're not charged. I don't know any cigar lounges that
No,
charge you.
they
to
don't
get
charge
in.
you. Yeah, they don't charge you, but they got to make some money somehow. So
And that always was just curious. I was just like, I mean, are people buying cigars
Yes.
from lounges like that much that they really like making a profit?
for ones that you would think, I mean, Tinderbox has been around for years. I mean, years before we even knew about it. And the thing is, like, they're fairly, nicely priced or whatever, but um, you got some that, that's their bread and butter. They have to charge you to come in, because if you bring your own, like say, like if we go, I'll bring my own, unless there's something that I just want there. But you bring your own, or if it's a BYOB, what are they really making? So
That's what I was saying. I was like, you got places that's like Mojo's is BYOB.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tinderbox is they sell drinks. So it's like, okay, I see it. But I'm like, bruh, like, motherfuckers will have to buy 4 cigars. I'm like, look, I need you to buy 4. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just in case, because, shit, right now, I did that time we were supposed to have went up there, and I had called the guy, and he was like, man, they could only have 15 people in the joint.
Right.
I was like, yeah, that's not worth the drive,
That's bad
bro.
for business.
We fuck around and
Yeah.
get out there, joint beat. And it was
stuck.
cold. I was like, yeah, I don't want to sit outside.
No.
Only if it's summertime, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, I just think as the time went, where it's like, all right, well, we can't get to the lounge. I just think we just naturally adapted. It was just like, well, look, I'm gonna just buy this fire pit, or I'm gonna get the little fucking mosquito lights, and we're
Absolutely.
just gonna smoke outside.
Create our
And
own
I
situation.
actually enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy that more, to be honest. Well, I won't say that. It's about the same.
I mean, you
Like every night,
Yeah.
for every 4 or 5 times, we may have a smoke session. Be like, all right, let's go to a lounge. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of be in the public. You know
right,
what I
be
mean?
in the public, catch a game, especially with finals around the corner. We got a couple more weeks, but we got the Super Bowl this weekend. If there was no COVID, I have no doubts that we would be in somebody's lounge,
Hell yeah.
smoking it up or whatever. But I've COVID has definitely taught me, what you make of it, you're still gonna have a good time. So whether it's going over each other's houses, with the fire pit, or just pulling up by yourself and just smoking one, I love the scene. I love being around, the crew, or just people in general, whatever,
Yeah.
smoking. I mean, because it just nothing beats it. But you got to deal with the times.
Absolutely, man. And it's. I mean, I just feel like it's like, you don't really have that much to do, so this is like all we got. And this is a huge stress reliever for me.
Oh,
man.
my God,
like,
yeah.
It's huge. Like
Speak
I
on
think
it.
it was just when it snowed the other day, and when I think it had snowed for like 24 hours straight. I was like, this shit might get ugly. I was literally just sitting on the damn on the chair in the garage just smoking. I was like,
Yep.
I might just go ahead and get my one in now while I can. Who knows when the next time I'm going to be able to go ahead and blow one, man. But I felt so relaxed after that. Now I think I just had a bed, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing crazy. It was like the middle of the day. It was like 4 o'clock. You know what I mean?
It got so bad for me, I ordered on Amazon an outdoor heater just to sit outside and just to be able to smoke. It was what was it, like 32, 33 degrees outside, and the sun was out. So I made it work. But yeah, I gotta have that session, At some point you gotta have that session, because it's either you cooped up or you still working and you're not having a whole lot of time to decompress and relax. You got to do something.
And I'm gonna tell you like this: at this point, man, if this shit don't shape up soon, it's gonna be midweek sessions. We usually wait till like a Friday or Saturday. I'm gonna be like, look, man, it's Tuesday. What you got going on?
Right, pull up.
I mean, that's just where we at, man. But I mean, I love it, man. I think it's definitely here to stay. I think, and the crazy thing is the wife, she had actually smoked a cigar with me, off of mine, but she actually enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Same here. Like
I was like,
they fallen in place or whatever a little bit.
yeah.
It may not be their thing, but they see the relaxation that comes with it, and that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. But I just really enjoy it, man. What more can you really say about it?
I don't know, man. I also think it's just the ultimate grown man too.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a grown ass man, but I got me a glass. I got me a good little cigar. I'm chilling, the conversation, vibing. You know what I'm saying? I got my permission slip to go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I didn't eat. You know what I mean? And then I come home, I'm relaxed. just take me a little shower, brush my teeth real good.
You got to brush the teeth.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking of that, listen.
Yes.
These cigars will have your shit huffing. Tell
And
you
puffing.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen, dude, this is what I do. After I smoke a good cigar, you know, the breath smelling like who did it, when they do it. I do a baking soda and peroxide mix with water. Swish that joint around. Try to get at least, you know, a couple, maybe 3-4 minutes in it. Spit it out. Breath be smelling brand new. So that's definitely a must. You got to have, at least what I found, you either do like a dark chocolate or something really strong, like a garlic, something that can overpower that
They
taste.
say the dark chocolate, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. So you got any more tips, tricks of the trade, man?
I do.
Pass on to the folks.
So for me, when I started, you know, I really didn't appreciate cigars or whatever, you know, when I really first got into it. And even when we started smoking, like I really, you know, thanks to the lounges and maybe some little research or whatever, I learned that cigar smoking is not a race. It's a marathon. So when you light up your cigar and you have the cherry, basically, you know, the fire or whatever in there, the whole point of smoking a cigar is to not constantly smoke on it because the cherry gets hot. You know, any flavors that you actually taste in the cigar almost kind of get ruined because the cigar is too hot. So what I was taught is that, you know, between every puff, somewhere in between maybe 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And normally it's pretty easy because if you're talking, you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, if you do that between every, you know, so-and-so cigar puff, you can really take in the flavors of the cigar. The second thing I learned is if you really want to kind of maximize the cigar, like really get those notes that are in the cigar.
What you mean by notes?
So like when you pull on a cigar and, you know, this is something that you don't swallow it. You don't
inhale.
You don't inhale.
Yeah.
What you do is you kind of let it sit on your tongue. You maybe, even if you want to swish it around a little bit, however you want to do it. But if you just let it sit there for maybe 5-10 seconds or whatever, and slowly pull it out, you'll be able to taste some of the notes that the cigar has.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I learned this one today. You know, when your cigar ashes up, normally we tap it or whatever, right? So they say you're not supposed to. And for the biggest reason is that ash kind of keeps the temperature control in the cigar. So, I mean, you know, when the ash really hangs on the cigar, it really speaks on the quality of the cigar. But say if you want to, you know, get rid of it, what you do is rather than tap on it, you kind of press down.
I just let it roll
and
off.
you just roll it off or whatever. So it maintains, you know, they have so many etiquette, so many little rules when you go to the lounges or whatever that, I mean, I guess the real aficionados may frown upon you with the suit jacket on and everything. Yeah, I don't think we're quite at that level yet, but I think we're well on our way. But those are really the two biggest things I think I'm learning, and, you know, always wanting to pass on that knowledge or whatever to, you know, my fellow cigar smokers or whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk kits.
Kits.
The mobile transport kit.
Yes.
Definitely still use the one that you gifted me. That thing is very important, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for someone like me, I don't have a humidor or like a little mini fridge or anything.
Right.
So for me, you got a little case, you know, about, you know, a couple of, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 inches, just a little longer than a cigar. Keep my lighter in there, keep my little humidor pack, keep my cutter. And actually, when I'm not smoking the cigars, I just throw them in the freezer, man.
Yes, you can do that. You know, depending on, you know, humidors, they're wherever you get them, they're going to cost you a little bit of money.
Yeah.
If you're really trying to save on that, my best suggestion is get you one of them SRAM lunch bags. You can either get the double large joint where, you know, you would put your meats, paws, you know, that your freezer bags or whatever. Put them in there. Throw one of those, what do they call those things? That keeps the cigars fresh or whatever. It's like the little filter pack or whatever.
Yeah, a little squishy pack.
Yeah, squishy pack. Yeah. Throw that in there. If you got a cooler, throw it in the cooler. Is the cooler, especially because the coolers are actually airtight. So they can moderate the temperature, provided that, you know, you don't have it in the garage when it's 32 degrees outside. But if you keep it like in the house somewhere, like maybe in the basement, it will do the same job as a humidor. A humidor, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I just throw them shits in the freezer, man.
Yeah, but you can't go wrong. I mean,
it is. It worked from there, man. Well, man, that's I mean, that's pretty much it, man. That's really all it is. It's not rocket science, man. You buy a good cigar, you light it up. Make sure you circle that bitch when you light it. You know what I mean? Make sure you got a torch lighter, not no fucking what's that big shit.
Yeah. Don't get a cigarette lighter.
Don't get no cigarette lighter
for the other the weed heads out here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep lighting it. Another thing for you cigarette smokers, Brian.
Yes, Brian.
Do not smoke the cigar like it's a cigarette. Don't be curling the shit around your finger and taking these little ass puffs and all that shit. Don't do all that.
Yeah,
all right?
we're still working on him.
Shit, I had my pops was over last week. He was smoking a cigar. I was like, "You gotta puff that shit harder, pop." He would try. He couldn't help but inhaling it though. So I was like, "All right." He smoked about half that shit. I was like, "I'm gonna finish that off. We don't waste cigars in my house."
Yeah.
Shit, I'm actually up to about. Well, not with this one, but if I was doing the factory smokes, I'd be smoking 2 of them shits.
Those are, I mean, like I said,
They light.
It's
a light cigar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Again, it's your preference, your choice with them or whatever. This is not a competition on who can do what and get what. It's really about your own personal satisfaction with smoking cigars. Really, at the end of the day. So, if factory is your thing, cool. If Arturo Fuente, that's your thing.
It's my local thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel like ordering online. I'm just going to. I don't feel like driving a Annapolis or Waldorf thing, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. But
all right, man. So what you got going on in the future, man?
Well,
what's the plan?
I mean,
hopefully we can get back in the lounge, man.
We need to get back in the lounge at some point. I mean, I figure when the weather breaks, that'll probably be our time to start visiting some of these lounges
we
again.
Go back outside.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen. 55 degrees. I'm out there. So because again, we just need a moderate, decent weather.
We can bring the heli Hansen just in case.
And the fire pit will take care of the rest.
Yeah, Yeah. Shit, look, if it wasn't snow, I would sit out there right now.
Right,
Shit, it was like 30 degrees outside when I had the fire pit rolling last week. We was warm.
Yeah,
it was straight.
I've done it. I swear. I mean, I don't know why it took us so long to get on the fire pit game, but now that we're here,
and they're cheap too. That shit was like $50.
Yeah,
the fuck.
Yeah. Now that we here, listen, there's no reason. It's just you got enough firewood, and that's it.
I do need to pick some firewood up. I seen this little joint out in Davisville. I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, look, we're going to wrap it up, man. We're going to go away and finish these cigars. We're going to put one more little slightly small glass. Got work in the morning. Episode 35, Stogie. My man Ralph Young came on here.
Appreciate you, brother.
The voice sound a little deeper when the cigar hits you.
A little bit, yeah.
Sound like I'm on the radio. I'm on nighttime and shit.
Right. The quiet storm.
Yeah. But we're going to catch y'all next time, man. Subscribe. I'm on Buzzsprout now. I'm not on Anchor, so you're not going to hear that Anchor fucking sponsorship in the beginning no more. You're not going to hear that no more. You're just going to hear me until somebody else want to pay me, all right? Captain out.